Hello and welcome to Beyond the Bio. Today I am joined by Dee Airey. Dee is a success coach, an entrepreneur and author with more than 30 years of experience in business, leadership and personal development. Over the years, Dee has built multiple businesses across very different industries, from construction and recruitment to coaching, all while helping ambitious women gain the clarity, confidence and courage to build bigger, more profitable lives and businesses. Dee is the creator of The Wealth Switch and founder of Limitless Woman, where she helps female entrepreneurs move past self-doubt, think bigger and stop playing small. Her new book, Set Goals Like a Rich Bitch, is all about helping women challenge their mindset around money, ambition, and success and step fully into what they're capable of. So today we're talking all about wealth, bold goals, visibility, and what stops so many women from asking for more. Dee, welcome to Beyond the
Oh my
Bio.
gosh, thanks for having me. What an intro. I would
What
work
an
with me if
intro.
I was presented with that bio.
Everyone should be working with you. Dee, let's start with an obvious one. Set Goals Like a Rich Bitch is quite the title. Where did it come from?
I think it comes from what I've done myself. I have set goals like a rich bitch when I was not so much when I was not rich myself. I've set goals beyond what would normally be achievable for somebody like me. And it's come from there. I wanted it to be a scroll stopper, if you like. But that's what it's felt like for me.
So you were setting those goals and having that vision way before you felt it or were living that kind of life?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I set my first, I'm going to call it rich bitch goal, when I was 14, when I didn't even know the word entrepreneur, which is what I've become. But I did have a vision, which was a very, very different life to what I had then.
Exciting. And what made now the right time for you to write this book?
Do you know what it is? I teach women currently to set really big goals because the women that I work with, they want more income, they want more. And to achieve more, you need to set really proper goals, not goals that you know you can achieve them, because then you kind of don't commit to them. But I do teach about earning more, and I feel now is the right time because there's so many coaches out there, and I'll say that in air quotes, that teach you how to earn more money, but their business model for themselves is to earn money while they teach people to earn money. And I kind of have a problem with that. So what I've done is I have worked very hard throughout my life. I've built wealth and seen financial success. And now I'm teaching it because I'm lived experience. I think now's the time for me to put this out there.
I couldn't agree more, Dee. And I really, really do agree with you when you're talking there about how there's this culture now where it's people teaching others how to do something that they've yet to do themselves, which is
Yeah.
why I really like you and gel with you, because you're the real deal, right? Like, you have done all of this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you have, got all the receipts to prove it and back you up, which is why people should be taking you seriously and be all over this book. Now, your work is centered around helping women think bigger in the way that you've just described. Why do you think so many ambitious women still play small?
I think it's in our DNA, because women have played a smaller role, if you like, in life for, oh gosh, centuries. And now women are coming into their own. I can only speak for the UK. I haven't lived anywhere else, but we're in 2026 and there actually isn't anybody standing in your way of achieving what you want to achieve. I think there's fear also with women to step forward.
What do you think's the biggest mindset shift that they need to take to be able to create more wealth?
I think it literally is that money mindset shift, that they are worthy in this world and that they do have a place, they do have a voice. There's lots of women at the moment who are I don't know, they're dipping their toe in. So there's a huge creation of businesses by women and entrepreneurship. Women are just showing up everywhere in a lot of spaces, which is absolutely amazing. But the income levels aren't matching that. So this book will help people to do that. But yeah, I think money is the biggest mindset shift that needs to be addressed.
Do you think that, I feel like this is a bit of a leading question, but do you think that women are still uncomfortable owning ambition and talking openly about money?
Yes, yes, I say that with true conviction. I was, you know, was, I became a high earner years ago, and I have only started talking about money last year because I wasn't comfortable in that space at all. You know, just leaning into my own coach, talking about my income and so forth. And she was quite shocked, like, you know, you've earned how much? And it was, Dee, you need to be talking about this. And I was like, absolutely not. So I had my own money blocks going on where I just didn't feel comfortable to talk about my wins, my successes financially. So yeah, I really do think it's an issue.
Do you think, though, there's something around the way that people talk about it? Because you see a lot of, particularly men, I guess, actually, who are very brash, very bold in your face,
Yeah,
chucking out numbers, or you see a lot in the online space around people going on about being 6 figures, 7 figures, 8
yeah,
figures, whatever it might be. So do you think it's just kind of got a bit crass and vulgar, and
yeah.
that's kind of the thing? So maybe it's the way that you do it, and maybe this is a British thing as well, potentially.
I think so. Well, as Brits, we're really conservative anyway. We don't like anybody to colour outside of the lines or get out of their zone or anything like that. So there is that. There is the way we are culturally. But yes, there are coaches that say, you know, come with me and you can earn 6 figures in 90 days and things like that. And I feel that frightens people, especially when they don't earn 6 figures in 90 days, then they feel like they've done something wrong and they are a failure. But yeah, and guys, you know, take my hat off to the men folk. They look at things very differently to us. I've earned £1 million, so I'm going to tell you I've earned £1 million. Do you know what I mean? They're much more comfortable with where they are than women are because it's not the place that we've been brought up into. Do you see what I mean? It's a very, very different space. And I think women are quite afraid of even the potential of their own success financially.
I agree. Now, you talk obviously about the wealth switch. What is it and what changes when someone makes that switch?
My Wealth Switch masterclass, which I think is an absolute masterpiece, even if I say myself. The Wealth Switch, it is literally many of us females and many people, if you like, occupy a space of scarcity, and that's not possible for me financially. And I work on the theory, okay, if there's another millionaire in the world that's human and you're human, then if they can, so can you, kind of thing. So the Wealth Switch actually encourages people to dive deep into why do you think the way you think? Why do you think you can't have this? And I was brought up to believe you can't have this, especially as a black person. That is not what black people do. They don't run businesses. They don't have money. That's a white thing. If I'd listened to that, then my life would have been turned out very different. So it literally changes the way people think about themselves in relation to money, the Wealth Switch. And it's, you know, if you take the time to do the work that I set in that masterclass, it will affect a change in you. It will open up, almost like switch on a light for you.
Yeah, again, another example of kind of you've been there, you've done that, and now able to share that with everyone, which is brilliant. Now, we talk a lot on this podcast about personal branding. How important do you think visibility is when it comes to building wealth and opportunities?
It's so important. I mean, it's non-negotiable really, because if nobody knows you're there, then do you know what I mean? Visibility is, you know, it's a strong anchor, pillar, whatever you want to call it, of your brand. For any brand awareness, you have to be visible. It could be online or offline. Many people, and I've done it, tried to hide in the background because I was shy. You know, if you hide in the background and nobody knows you're there, you can have the best product in the world, the best service in the world, the best whatever. But if you're in the shadows, then nothing can happen for you.
What have been really lucrative, and I don't necessarily mean, well, maybe I do mean in the financial sense, but lucrative in terms of returning opportunities or creating wealth, in terms of the activities that you've done to raise your profile? Is there anything that's working particularly well for you on the visibility side?
Yeah, but it's different time, different, different opportunities. Like now, meeting people face to face rather than online. The online space is very loud and it takes people a long time to decide, like, actually, I do like her or him. Actually, I'm going to buy something. Actually, I'm going to seriously work with them. I met somebody today who decided, oh my gosh, I want to work with you. I think it was meant to be that we were supposed to meet. Do you know what I mean? Because there's that exchange of energy between people. So, and I think people are, as busy as the online space is, as much as we all love to jump on and scroll and be online, I think people are putting their trust and their money in a different place at the moment. I don't know what that will look like in 2 years' time, but I know like 5 years ago, it was very different. People were absorbing everything online and buying online. So, yeah, so for me, the most lucrative at the moment is face to face.
And of course, you're going to have this amazing new book out that is going to provide an excellent opportunity for you in terms of visibility. Was there anything in the book that felt uncomfortable or vulnerable for you to write about?
Yes.
Tell us about that, Dee.
No. That do you know what? I will tell you about it. I'm very uncomfortable and I was very uncomfortable writing it. I was very uncomfortable then reading it again in the draft. I was extremely uncomfortable when I recorded the audio. Oh my gosh. My confidence really, just growing up, the experiences that I had, I always believed that my physical appearance, size was an issue. So I didn't really want to put myself out there because I think, oh, I'm too fat, nobody's going to want to work with me. And I had all of that. And it was always about my body. But I've written in the book about my experiences from 8 years old, where I was, you know, family members in the Caribbean just took the piss out of me because they were telling me that you're too fat and blah blah blah. And you look at photos of me at 8, and I was just like a stick insect. But I was taunted, and of course I was too young to believe anything different. So I literally came back to the UK. I remember it like it was yesterday. I came back a very different person. I wasn't a confident person, and comparisonitis started then. I didn't recognize that until I was an adult. I was comparing myself to my friends, thinking, she looks like that and I don't, and stuff. And then, in my teenage years, I was in a violent relationship, and, again, physical abuse of my body. And I was sexually assaulted at 15 years old. And these things I've put in the book. The book isn't about me, but I've woven me into the book because I have had terrible issues with connecting with myself and then even liking myself, to be able to put myself out there. And these things have happened so long ago, but it's not until my full adult years that I've managed to address them and accept them for what they are and grow into myself confidently.
And what made you want to include them in the book? Because I guess the easier option may have been not to.
I only included in the book my experience when I was a child in the Caribbean when I was 8, and I knew, oh gosh, there are these issues because they actually contribute to the way that I felt, but I left them out. I didn't put them in there. When I went out to the beta readers, they knew, each of them knew, but this doesn't make sense because it feels like you're holding back something, you've left it out. And I thought, oh, Christ. So I thought, you know what, Dee, suck it up. If you weren't willing to succeed from this book, give it. So it was after the beta readers, and so the second draft, I put it in there.
And I suspect they're going to be the bits that people connect with most, because they'll see
Quite
something.
possibly.
Yeah, there'll be
Yeah.
something in that. So I'm so glad that you did that. What are you hoping that readers take away after reading your book?
Do you know what? This is why I'm so nervous about the book coming out, because I literally want everyone to read it. And I want readers to take away that, do you know what? There is that old saying, that cliche, if you can do it, be whoever you want to be, if you put your mind to it, you can, all the things. But it really is true, I believe. And I want people to take away from this, hang on a minute, this young girl, this black girl from Croydon who was expelled from school and all the things, she's gone from here to there, and she's done it by setting goals and then committing to them. Do you know what I mean? So many people think, my situation is so complicated, there must be a complicated solution to get me out of it. And life is so simple, and we're simple beings. And I feel that what I want readers to take away is that feeling of, actually, I can do this. I've really, really got this. I'm going to follow this, what Dee's put in the book.
Amazing. And at the point where the podcast is out, your book is also out. So we're going to make that super easy for people to find it by popping links in the show notes. So that is incredible. And I'm very fortunate enough to be coming to your book launch as well. So even
I'm so glad you're going to be there.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. It's going to be brilliant. And, what a brilliant book. It's so exciting. And I know that it's going to create a whole new range of Dee Airey fans and lots of opportunities for you, which I think you absolutely deserve. So I'm really excited that we've been able to be a part of it. And yeah, it's super cool. Dee, if anyone watching or listening hasn't come across you before, obviously they're going to go out and get your book now, but what's the best way for them to connect with you?
They can connect with me on LinkedIn. They can literally find Dee Airey. That's Airey. On Instagram, I'm deairey.successcoach. And they can find me on Facebook, again, just Dee Airey. They'll find me.
Perfect. And we will pop those social handle links into the show notes as well.
Thank you.
Dee, it's been brilliant chatting to you, and I can't wait to see what magic your book will bring.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you're serious about growing your profile, take our free profile assessment quiz to see where you're at right now and get hints and tips on how to improve your score. You'll find the link to the quiz in the show notes. If you've enjoyed the episode, it would be mint if you'd subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next Monday.